Hello, hello, Queen. I'm so glad that you are here. Today, we try something absolutely different, and I will tell you why we do that. To be honest, the struggle is very real right now. I think I have kind of a crisis, and I want to share with you what's going on in the most honest way I can do. Um, I am struggling with my business identity, I guess. So, for myself, I know who I am as a woman, as the daughter, as the girlfriend, as the friend, and I know my soul pretty well. But right now, I struggle to find my way of expressing and showing myself in the most authentic way on Instagram, social media, here on the podcast. And that's hard. I spend like the majority of this day crying and talking to Jake, to my boyfriend, and talking to my marketing manager because I was like, I'm not growing and I'm not reaching the women I want to reach. And I'm putting in so much work and I put in so much effort. And it's not going the way I want it to go. And that makes me frustrated. It makes me angry. But most, it makes me sad, as you can see. Um, and since I've started working with my marketing manager, um, I realized that I want to do everything so perfect for you guys because I want to give my best. That in this process of wanting to make everything perfect and make everything so professional, I'm losing myself. And I had like a very hard talk with Jake today. He was brutally honest. And I did not like that. You know, when people tell you, hey, you are not authentic on social media, you overdo it, you try to be somebody you're not, and you don't need to be that somebody you try to be, just be you. You don't want to hear it, especially not when you put in so much work of making content, videos, editing the stuff, making plans, and really try to show up. And then him and the marketing manager, she's, by the way, a very, very, very cool woman, and I'm so glad that I found her and that she's working with me. They tell me, just be you. And then I was like sitting here on the floor crying and saying, I don't know how to be me on social media. And I know I'm not fake, but I'm also not 100% myself. Because I'm on a mission, kinda, and I want to reach numbers and I want to achieve this and that and have this plan in my head. And they tell me, just be you. And I'm like, I don't know how to be me. And I'm trying to do things the way I watch other people doing them and being successful, and try to adapt this and make it my style. And then she again said, you're trying to copy things, make it your way, but that's not you. It doesn't have to be complicated, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just be you. And I don't know how to do that. To be honest, I don't know. I thought I'm me, I thought I'm authentic. And when people, know me from Instagram and stuff, and then they see me around in real life, they're like, oh my god, you're so much more lovelier in real life and all this and that. And then And I'm like, yeah, I'm happy that in real life I'm better. And then sometimes I go over to my friend like, hey, is this me? Is this authentic? I don't want to be fake. I want to show people the real me, the real story, the real why I do this, and take them with me on my own self-love journey to motivate them. And they're like, yeah, that's you. So I never thought that's the problem, why I'm not growing my online community, but I'm realizing exactly that is the fucking problem. Because I try to make everything so professional and so perfect, right? So hearing yesterday and today that what I'm doing is not really me, because when people see live videos from my offline classes and workshops, like when I work with people 101, offline or even though online, but in this private setting, then this is me. And when people see videos from this, which happened live and is not like in front of the camera just for the video, right? Then they're like, oh my God, this is you. This is the energy I want. That's so you. And even like last week when I dropped the podcast with Jake, people were like, that's so you, that's so authentic. And she, like, the marketing manager, was, that's you. Like, you need to find a way when you do your Instagram stories, when you do your single podcasts, to show this, because people want to see authentic selves and people want to see you, and it does not have to be perfect. So that's my struggle. That's why I said the struggle is real. I'm trying to do that, and that's my first try. So welcome. there is no there will be no intro video, there will be no introduction, there will be no blah 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 blah. Just me sharing my very honest thoughts with you. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you know that situation at work or in your job, or maybe identity problems within yourself, because you have a lot of identities, right? So you're not that one person. You have this relationship with yourself. That's one. Then, like I said, you may be a daughter, you may be a sister, you may be a girlfriend, you have friends. So you play all these different kind of roles. And then the most different one, I think, is the business role. And you don't have to have your own business. You can also just have like a job. But when you step in that, you're different. And it's important to have the skills to step in and out of those roles, but still be you. And like I said, I know who I am as a woman, as the girlfriend, as a friend, as the daughter, as the sister to my brother. And I know myself when I do like workshops and classes and one-to-one coaching. That's so me. And I love doing this. And right now, this business identity I'm so struggling with is the online one. And I see people on TikTok, on social media, being so themselves that if I watch their content, I'm like, oh my God, I want to be your best friend, right? And that's a nice feeling. And I really admire those people who have found the way to do that. And now it's my turn to find out how to do that. And people, or also Jake told me, just try it. Like, just try it. And when it's not working, then you know it doesn't work and you can try something different. And then I'm in my head like, oh my God, but that's so much work doing all these videos and then falling on your nose. And I don't like making mistakes in my business. I don't have a problem like falling on my nose in the private growth. I can handle that pretty well. And I fell down a lot. I stood up a lot. But I don't know, I feel so different in my business. I think, and I when I was sitting on the floor today and crying, I was trying to reflect why that's the case. And I think one point is I haven't figured it out all of it, but I think one point of it is because it's so important to me. Because it's so important to me and it's such my soul mission and my heart project that failing or making mistakes hurt also like my soul. I don't know how to express that. Mm. And like I said, when you put in so much work and so much effort, and then you don't see the growth and you don't see the success you wanted to have, and it feels kind of then you have to go back to the starting line and start again. Oh, that's maybe a good example. Like me and Jake found a very good video game we like playing together. And yesterday, when we were in bed, we played this game for like an evening routine and we were on a mission. And that was a hard mission. You know, it's like you have to shoot some people and do some missions. So it's really kind of cool. And we like doing this together. We found a new hobby, kind of. So that mission was like killing some ninjas and getting some stuff. And that was hard. And we had to start over and over and over again because we died the whole time. And I really got angry. And I was like, not at him, because it's not his fault at all, but I was like, what the fuck? That's not fun. Like, I don't like dying and having to start over and over and over again. And now that I talk about it, that's the same feeling. And I also told him that doing everything different, like doing the podcast different, which was so much work to get into, and making this intro video and finding this and doing that, that was so much work, Jesus Christ. And I love doing it. But then in the end, when you have to go back and admit to yourself that it doesn't work and you have to find new ways, that's sometimes exhausting. And I also feel like a little bit, when you have something in your mind and you're so sure that this will work out, and then you get this punch into your face and realize, oh, it's not, then maybe it's also a disappointment, I guess. Yeah, I think you could say that. So having to start over and over and over again, and in the end, don't get me wrong, we won it, we killed the ninjas, and we had this like, yay, high five, we did it, and this good feeling. But in the process of doing that, and I never played video games before, like with my brother sometimes joking around, but it's a long time ago. But I never had this feeling coming up that, you know, I get angry when I have to do it over and over again. It's not working out, but I put all the effort I had in. So this example is kind of also interesting to me now realizing this. And I know from myself that I'm not a person who gives up easily, because if I fucking want something, oh my God, I go and get it. I just go and get it. And I try. And maybe because so many things are new right now and so many things are shifting right now, and that, and also I have my period the last days. So maybe, you know how we are, like very emotional and everything is, maybe it was just a lot. But yeah, I think like nobody likes to be wrong and nobody likes to starting over and over again. And maybe it's the universe testing and saying, like, hey, how much do you really want this? So let's challenge her and see how easily she gives up. But like I said, I'm not giving up. It's just frustrating. And I don't know if you have heard about human design. Um, it's kind of a spiritual thing. You can find out what type you are, and then you have specific characteristics. If you hear that, that was a plane. I promised myself to not cut anything here in this episode, of being totally me and all real I can and authentic. So if you heard that noise, that was a plane right on the window. If you didn't hear it, fine for your ears. um, I lost myself. Where did I stop? Oh yeah, human design. So then you can kind of find out what type you are and characteristics and stuff. And I am very an intense person, I would say. I don't know if this is the English right word, the right word in English. But if I'm happy, I'm so fucking happy, like the whole world can see and feel it. And I have these extremes of emotions. And when I'm down, then I'm really down, and like the earth is falling apart. So that's a power, but it's also, every medal has its two sides. So when I'm happy, 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 energy, 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 pushing, 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 doing, creating, bam, 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 I'm very fast, I'm very loud, I'm a lot, I'm intense. And then I'm here. And when it's the opposite, then like I'm here somewhere on the ground, or you cannot even see me. I don't have this in the middle. And that's just me. And I've accepted this for a very long time. And also then being kind and nice to myself when I have like this big swings, gaps, mood swing gaps, whatever. I don't know how, if that's the right word. But then reminding myself of like, hey, breathe in and out, come back to yourself, let the emotions be. That's also very important. Deal with your emotions, don't press them down, don't ignore them, don't don't talk them down. Sit in your emotions, feel your emotions. And this is what I did today. I allowed myself to not be happy, to be sad, to have no energy, to cry, to sit on the floor. I highly can recommend this. When you feel sad or down, sit yourself or lay yourself on the floor or in the grass, because that helps you a lot for grounding. Just being said. So yeah, allow yourself these emotions, sit in those emotions, and then get up, kick your own ass, and just do it again. And this is the stage right now in this moment. I allowed myself the whole day to have these emotions, and then I was like, okay, no, I just try it and see what happens. And I must say that Jake is such a very good support, like in everything. Being direct and honest, even though it's very hard sometimes. And I would need it a little bit more soft, but it's coming from his best place in his heart, and I appreciate this a lot. So yeah, get up, kick your own ass, and do it again, because if you don't, then you won't win anything, right? And if you do, then there's the chance to win something. So here we are, struggling with my business identity, finding out how I can create this podcast more authentic, my content on Instagram more authentic, and showing what I want to show, and then pulling in the right people. And also, one thing is what I need to say, like, when I'm on social media, I barely consume. Deutsch und Englisch, schwierig. The German and English, sometimes I mix it. But I was looking at all those people already being so successful, and I was looking on their numbers, like how many followers do they have, how many people comment, how many likes, um, how many views or recommendations on their podcasts do they have. And I really did this. I really did this for the last, I don't know, some month. And I have this struggle since some month, but today was like the final breakdown. So welcome to my breakdown. um, and then my marketing manager, her name is Marion. So if you listen to this, Marion, thank you for having my back. You're such a good, lovely person. I appreciate you a lot. She was like, "Don't look at the numbers. That's my job," what she said. So that's her job. Don't look at the numbers. Just create. And anytime you feel like it, put your phone out of your pocket and just record and just say what's on your mind. You don't need a content plan. You don't need the perfect strategy, the perfect order. You don't need that. Just do when you feel it, and don't pressure it. Because yesterday or the last days, I was struggling with this podcast episode because I was like, I don't know what to do. I want to be more authentic, but I don't know how. And then I had some topics written down already, but nothing of it felt like that I really want to do it. So I didn't do it, even though I really like sitting here talking with you. Like, I started this podcast because I love creating long form of content, which brings more value, and you hopefully gain something out of it, and it brings something as motivation, inspiration, or just some fun, whatever, to you, right? Because that's that's our safe space here, our self love and booty shake safe space. So yeah, and then she was like, "Don't stop looking at the numbers. Stop looking at other people who are 10 years in the business. Don't compare yourself." And I was I didn't realize that I was doing that until she really brutally honest punched it into my face, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's true. I how do I say that? I lost myself. That's the right word, in numbers, in being wanting to be perfect, or at least like giving my all effort, because I had the feeling of when there's no intro video, and when there's not the perfect light, and when I didn't figure out now the perfect design for everything, that you guys would think that the business is not important to me enough to put all in this effort, to put this effort all in. And this is like, I think, a belief I made up for myself. um so I thought that when it doesn't look all super super perfect, or not professional enough, that you guys think I don't put in all the effort I have. I just reflected this in that second. I didn't have the thought before, which is again very interesting. So yeah, I guess I want you to know how much important this for me is, because the reason why I'm doing it is that I really, really, really want to reach the women who needs who need my help, and who I can help with all I've went through and all I've learned out of this. And that's why Self Love and Booty Shake is here. So offline, my community, my queens, I love them so much. They're doing so great and I'm so proud of them. And I want to create this same space like online. And like I said, when I watch all these big people doing it all so professional and so perfect, I'm like, oh yeah, they're really putting in effort. They already have also a team out of 10 people, which I don't. have one. Um, so I guess the plan is to don't look at the numbers, not compare. And to be honest, I really deleted a lot of people today from my Instagram. All the people who make me feel I'm not there yet, all the people I compared myself with business wise, and all the people I, anyways, don't talk to. So, here for you, maybe that's a task. If your Instagram is making you feel bad or worse or not good enough or like stuck, delete all the profiles which make you feel that way, because your Instagram is your page, which should make you feel good, should motivate you, should inspire you, should make you happy. And if that's not the case, then you should change it. I did this today. And yeah, coming back into just creating what I want, finding out what I want, trying things out, being okay with when things don't work and try different. And I guess being okay with coming back and killing the ninjas as often as I need to till I reach what I want to reach. And to be honest, what I already feel in my heart. Because I can see this business as big. And I can see all the women coming together, celebrating themselves, being happy, achieving their goals together, loving their bodies, cheering, and shine as bright as the fuck they can. I can feel this. It's on my vision board, and how it's on my vision board, I can feel this and I can see it in my inner world. So that's my own pep talk. Kicking my own ass in a very lovely way after Jake did it and after Marion did it. And that's the plan. So we're gonna finish the fucking nice 30 days self-love summer glow challenge. And then I will just create what's fun to me. I will just post what I want, and I try to not have the feeling of perfect light, perfect setting. Right now, I'm sitting in my baby's bed, holding his very nice pillow, which helps me a lot because I was a little bit nervous doing this. But yeah, and so I guess that's our plan. And to be honest, it feels kind of relieving. Yeah. And this goal of being so authentic and finding my business identity again. Oh, and to be fair, I also had a conversation with ChatGPT today. Jake does this a lot. And I was giving in like, hey, I have a business identity crisis, this and that are the facts and da da da. And ChatGPT was also nice to me and said like, hey, you grow as the person, like as the private person you are, and you grow with your business. And what you're going through right now is only the sign that your inner world is now wanting to be more and get bigger and grow. And this, what you have built right now in this box, is too small. So that was kind of such a nice picture. And I will share this with you now. So ChatGPT kind of said, you're in this box and you build this box like from zero. And it was working for the last 1.5 years. And now the inside of the box is growing and growing because you were like watering it and you were feeding it and you were putting some sun on it. And now it feels like the box is exploding and you need another box. And switching from the small box to the next bigger box is fucking uncomfortable. And that's not fun. But if you stop growing and stay in that box, it won't make you happy, right? This is what I always say: leave your fucking comfort zone. And I guess that's like the biggest comfort zone I have to leave since I don't know when. So, the process of leaving the small box I've created, going to the next bigger box, it's uncomfortable, it's unknown, it's exhausting, and sometimes you just don't know how, but you keep on going. And the thing is, when I'm then finally arriving into this next box and I'm watering myself again and I'm feeding myself again, also this box will get too small. And then I have to do the whole thing again. So we're never done finding ourselves. We're never done finding ourselves as this private soul. And when you run your own business or also in your job career, you're never done finding your identity, because when you do it right, you grow. And that's the goal, right? Growing. And then you always have to go through different kind of stages, and you will always reach the point of, fuck, it's uncomfortable here. And then you have to make the decision for yourself. Do you want to keep on growing, or do you want to feel stuck? And feeling stuck and not growing never will make you happy. And the easiest way always, like if you always take the easiest way, this will also not make you happy. So the challenge now is leaving the comfort zone and stepping into this next box, being comfortable of starting all over and trying and figuring out, and then also knowing that it will pay off. It will pay off, because when I remind myself of my personal journey, I am in this hustle of, I want to grow, fell on my nose, get up again, like put my crown right back on my head, and then just walk and go and run and enjoy this growth. And in that, I'm good. I know this, I've figured this out, what works for me. But now this growing in the business, I'm not there yet. So I guess when I figure it out in my private life, with me, with myself, I can also figure it out in my business growing. Yeah. And that's the point. That's the real stage I am right now. And what do we learn out of this? Be around people who challenge you. Be around people who are not afraid to be brutally honest with you. Be around people where you know they only want the best for you, so they're not telling you any bullshit. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Have the thought back in your head that if you grow, you always will need a bigger box, a box you don't know yet. So don't be afraid of the unknown. And I guess the last thing is, have this strong why deep in your heart that even though when it's so uncomfortable like it is for me right now, you don't give up. And be aware that everybody has their own timing. There is no one way to do things right. There's just the one way for you to do it real. Yeah, I guess these are our lessons for today. Um, if you made it till here, if you have made it till here, I'm very happy that you did. I hoped I hope this real talk, I think that's the realest shit I've ever done, besides the interview with Jake, could also help you, motivate you, inspire you. I hope you could take a lot out of it for you. And yeah, I think I will continue doing this. This felt very good, to be honest, and very relieving. Um, we see us next week, Queen. We see us next week. And when you want to see more, where to find me, links are in the text below. So keep on growing and shining together. Let's do this together and shake our booties. I see you next week. Thanks that you were here. And I hope you have a great day, a great morning, a great evening, wherever you are right now. And yeah, be lovely to yourself.